going to go on to the second part of my mathematical formula, the one about narcissism. Shame plus narcissism equals sex addiction. And so narcissism. Here is a definition of narcissism that I'm going to give to you. I'm going to give you two definitions, in fact. But this first definition, it's one that actually I've written. What is really important when we look at the concept of narcissism is that you don't go off and put that term into your search engine like Google and find lots of information about narcissism, and you end up actually looking at NPD, Narcissistic Personality Disorder. That is a real personality disorder, and individuals with NPD, Narcissistic Personality Disorder, are really challenging people to be in relationship with. I am not suggesting that individuals with sex addiction, porn addiction, love addiction are narcissistic. What I am saying is that they will have the traits of narcissism, and it's those traits which I want to bring out for you so that you can recognize that the likelihood is that even though you don't recognize the traits in you, it is very likely that the behaviors will lend themselves to you having narcissistic traits, narcissistic behaviors. Not saying you are narcissistic, we're saying you will likely have narcissistic patterns of behavior. So, what is narcissism? Let's give you this first definition. Narcissism is the way we conceptualize how we will look after ourselves. In its pathological form, it refers to people who seem incapable of acknowledging or taking sufficient account of the reality of other people and their separate existence. Narcissistic personality disorder describes those who exemplify an extreme form of this characteristic. The primary purpose of narcissism is to compensate for experience, usually early in childhood, when ordinary expectable needs were not met adequately. The narcissist denies dependence on others and denies even that others exist except as players in the narcissist's drama. Other people are required to meet the narcissist's need for recognition and value, but without relationship being reciprocated. The narcissist gives nothing, but demands others gives everything. Therefore, the original horrific experience of unmet need and the shame and vulnerability that goes with it is denied and defended against. Traits, and the traits I'm going to take you through are at the higher level of manifestation. So recognize that you may manifest them at a much lower level. So those traits include being the center of attention, little interest in others, craves recognition and praise. They are performers and want others to keep on clapping and not stop. Controls and dominates interaction with others. Has to be right. Cannot admit to ever being wrong. Never apologizes. Insists on things being done their way. Always makes the choices and decisions. Reliance on others is not acknowledged. Many clients, once I've taken them through this definition, don't readily identify with the traits that I've just taken them through. They certainly feel that they are introverted, not extroverted, definitely not wanting to be the center of attention. And I do spend some time with various clients to just help them to begin to see how the traits can be playing themselves out in their life. Another way that I look upon the narcissistic traits is a bit like this. It's like you are in a play on a stage. You are the lead actor or actress. The spotlight is always on you. Wherever you walk around on the stage, it's always on you. Other actors, actresses are brought in to make you look good, and you take them off the stage as and when you don't need them. If you equate that to the fact that in the acting out, the porn viewing, so often you go into a room on your own, you turn on whichever gadget, and you access the material. You're doing it on your own. You enter a fantasy world. You are in the prime spotlight. It's a fantasy. In that fantasy, you bring in people to bolster, to increase your arousal, and you move them out as you see fit. Can you see the definition that I'm explaining to you, like the being on the stage? That, the practice, the behavior of going into a room, watching porn, fantasizing, is narcissistic at a very basic level. There's also something about all roads lead back to make you look good. So you may find yourself doing things for others, helping others, but actually there's ulterior motives for doing so. So often it's because there's something in it for you, some form of payback. You see, just looking at narcissism as a love of self doesn't do it. It's so much more about these different traits that have their focus on you. There's a sense of me, I, more me. And that's going to be really hard for you to bottom out and come to terms with the fact that you may have that type of orientation, that type of pattern of behavior. It's going to be hard for it to be found. Your brain is going to do some work to suggest that that doesn't fit with you. So I'm asking you to sit and reflect. Single, but want to better understand why? Preparing for marriage and want to give it your best shot. Perhaps you're in a partnership, a couple, and want to address some issues. Maybe it's a marriage, but it just ain't working too well. Are you a couple, but know it could be better? Consider a diagnosis, a form of MOT for the relationship. Want to limit passing on the stuff to the children? Because we know that childhood development really does impact the shaping of us and how we go on to do adult life. Want to maximize the quality of your relationship? Perhaps communication just definitely is not working well. Conflict needs managing, needs resolving. Sex, the first casualty when there is conflict, may be something of a sense of a mismatch, but there are definitely some problems in sex. Maybe you're long time married and you've settled, but you know you haven't settled for good enough. Consider the Kairos Center video on demand program. In that program, you'll cover a lot of topics from A to Z, and you can do it in the comfort of your own home at your leisure, and have some periodical homework review sessions with me from time to time at your leisure. Maybe you would prefer secure webcam where one of you or both of you come for maybe weekly sessions. There's something for everyone in the Kairos relationship program. Contact me today. Whether you're in a partnership, a marriage, these things are true. Marriage is not the coming together of two people. It's actually a clash of two cultures, two experiences, two memories, two habits, two morals, two values. And that is a formulation for destruction, says Dr. Miles Monroe. Also, Dr. Creflo Dollar has said, marriage is the place of our healing. Don't leave it too quickly. And if I add a little bit extra to that, you're destined to repeat the problem. So why not work through this partnership in order to address the issues, which is more about me than the other person, and then make an informed decision about what you do for the future of the relationship. Send me a message. It's time to get your quality of life and relationship back on a proper footing.